Much better now. Yes, yes, yes. Finally, I get the hang of this. Finally, I get the hang of this. I tell you, say anything when you practice long enough, you're gonna get good pan it, you know. Or decent enough to hold your own. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I just love them series yeah when I got you. Because as much as I learn, I am creating for us to understand. Right, people? So, again, I'm so excited about them lesson, yeah. And because them lessons are so important. Because these lessons are so important. Hmm. Okay, so I went in, I change everything, change the setting them under OBS. All of them things I'm learning. Can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, people, we're there. So, I tell you, say the way the history sweet, with history so sweet and so diverse. It's captivating. I'm just ready to go find somebody else to go learn about. It's so nice we have so much people you can just dig down in our history and find great people where you can say, wow, that was a movie. Look, man. One of the things I said, life is so amazing. Life is so amazing, but we're never pay no attention to it. It's just going, it's just passing us by. Meanwhile, people before us, they live life. Them life did full of adventure. Their life was an adventure. Your life was a adventure, so you can't full up all 10 books. Right? Life is an adventure, you can't fill 10 books. And I love it. I love the fact that we very existence is an adventure. But we never pay no attention to the adventure. I tell you something rather over here, so I read and I learn about them things here than I listen to people when I make no sense. Right? I'd rather be here. I go and deal with AI. I mess around with my internet. But I say the more popular it become, or the more become aware, the more issue I go have with everything. But me always have issue with everything anyway, so just something me have to deal with on a daily basis. But I say right now, I love the fact there's so much information readily available where you can go through, gather information upon, and enjoy greatness and richness of our culture and our heritage. Chat about how we're gonna cancel Black History Month. And people are sick. Can't cancel it. On interpretation of something we want to create for appease some people. But tell us, I'm going to research all of them things and find out all of them stuff there, you know. Because I know how important these stuff are to me. Okay, so yesterday when I got through, yesterday when I was going through, tell some have all of the heroes them in front of me. Okay. So when we did a talk about Boss Reeves, I may find information from him ancestors coming all the way up to today. Right? Boss Reeves. And then it's like me stumble onto, like, me tell you, I'm gonna do a male hero and a female hero. So these are female heroes. Not even one of them, not even two of them, not even three of them. So this is the 688. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, say, when these things come along, I just wanna explore them, like, for the first time. Dig deep in our greatness. And just enjoy it like a good meal. You see it. Because these stories are so epic. Knowing the times where them people are living. Knowing the struggle where them have to go through. The very facts that them survive and the story can be told. I'm happy. I am so happy. Okay. So this is there's a movie that was made in December 2024. That was the release date, so it wasn't made 2024, it was released 2024. Junior Drama History War. Content ratings PG-13. And it was directed by Tyler Perry. Again, me talk about Tyler Perry saying have him own studio. So there's people out there doing the same thing that we've done for a very long time. It's just that we don't do it enough. We rely too much instead of being self-reliant. Okay, so this is Wikipedia. So it's called the 688. Okay, so the 688 is a 2024 American war drama film written and directed by Tyler Perry. On the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion, an all-black all-female battalion in World War II. It is based on the article Fighting a Two-Front War by Kevin M. Heimel. The film features an ensemble cast including Kerry Washington, Ebony Obsidian, Milana Jackson. Okay, so Ebony Obsidian. Ebony Obsidian is an American actress. She had a supporting role in the 2018 drama film If Beale Street Could Talk, and the following year began starring as Karen Mott in the BET comedy drama series Sister. In 2024, Obsidian played Lena Dercott Belking in the war drama film. Okay, and that Sisters, that was a good show. They have some good shows, you know. They have some good uplifting, positive, uplifting show them did have. Okay, so Kerry Washington, Marisha Washington is an American actress. She has received several accolades, including a Primetime Emmy Award, as well as nominations for 2 Golden Globe Awards and a Tony Award. She was included in the Times 100 list of most influential people in 2014 and Forbes. Milana Jemiah Jackson is an American actress. She's best known for her role as DEA Special Agent Kim Martinez in the British American action television series Strike Back Season 4 and 5. Okay, Shanice Williams, also known as Shanice Shante, is an American actress and singer. She is known for her performance as the outspoken Johnny Maya in the 688. Sarah Jeffrey. Cute. Sarah Marie Jeffrey is a Canadian actress and singer. She is best known for her work on the movie The 688 and NBC series Shades of Blue and Disney Channel's Descendants franchise. From 2018 to 2022, she has portrayed one of the main roles as Maggie Vera on the CW reboot. Okay, Pepi Songa. Pepi Songa is a Nigerian American actress and singer. She's best known for her role as Lacey Emery in the Starz horror comedy series Ash vs. Evil Dead 2016, and Tanji Turner in the freeform drama series Famous in Love. You have Greg Sulkin. Greg Sulkin is an English actor. He made his television debut in the 2002 miniseries Dr. Zhivago, and his film debut in the 2006 comedy 66 before gaining early recognition for his leading role in the Disney Channel comedy series As the Bell Rings. Sonkins. Yeah, I think I've seen him before. I've seen him before. Susan Abigail Sheridan is an American actress. Susan Abigail Sheridan. She's famous. Can't remember which movie I've seen her in. Is an American actor. I don't understand how they keep on calling actress and actor. What's the difference between an actress and an actor? Isn't it supposed to be actor is a man and actress is a woman. Very, very, bro. She is the recipient of various accolades, including an Academy Award and a British Academy Film Award, in addition to nominations for 6 Primetime Emmy Awards and 9 Golden Globe Awards. Dean Joseph Norris, an American actor, is known for playing Hank Schrader on the AMC series Breaking Bad, 2008 to 2013. I did watch a couple series of Breaking Bad still. Really wasn't my cup of tea, to be honest. James Big Jim Rennie on the CBS series Under the Dome, 2013 to 2015, and Clay Uncle Daddy Oozer on the TV series Claws. Oh yeah. I used to watch Claws series. It's alright. Sam Watterson. Oh, this guy. He's in a lot of movies still. Which is the famous one he's in? He's playing the detective. Sam Atkinson Waterston is an American actor. Waterston is known for his work in theater, television, and film. He has received numerous accolades, including a Primetime Emmy Awards, Golden Globe Award, and Screen Actors Guild Award, as well as nomination for an Academy. Kylie Jefferson, Marianne Brown, and Oprah Winfrey. The 6th Triple8 was released in select cinemas on December 6, 2024. The film's feature song, The Journey, was nominated for Best Original Song at the 97th Academy Award. Plot: a West Virginian mother waits daily for news from her 2 sons serving overseas. Meanwhile, childhood friends Lena and Abraham face the difficulty of their budding romance. Lena is black and Abraham is Jewish. In 1940s Philadelphia, as he prepared to deploy. After Abraham is killed in action shortly after becoming a fighter pilot, the heartbroken Lena vows to enlist upon graduation. On the train to Georgia for basic training, Lena meets other enlistees who will become her friends Captain Charity Adams and Lieutenant Noel Campbell train them. Despite being well trained, the battalion is not shipped out. One day, a West Virginia mother convinces Eleanor Roosevelt, she was the wife of Anna Eleanor Roosevelt was an American political figure, diplomat, and activist. She was the longest serving First Lady of the United States during her husband Franklin D. Roosevelt. That's what I figured, she was the wife of. 4 terms as president. 4 terms? From 1933 to 1945. But the Mongol have 3 term now in America. Or a 2 term now, cause Trump do one already, and then do this is his second one, and then can't run for your next one. So them change it from 4 to 2. As we continue at the White House, one day a West Virginia mother convinces Eleanor Roosevelt at the White House. I don't know what they call it White House for. Why might they never just call it the Big House? I guess I can figure that out too. That across the country no one is receiving mail from the war. President Roosevelt meets with 2 high-ranking officers, Miss Roosevelt and Mary McLeod Bethune, to discuss it. Who is Mary McLeod Bethune? Ooh, Mary Jane McLeod Bethune was an American educator, philanthropist, humanitarian womanist, and civil rights activist. Bethune founded the National Council of Negro Women in 1935 established the organization flagship journal, African Afro-American Women's Journal, and oh, just a side note, yo, but I'm telling you, see, and then I'm gonna click on this this lady, I don't know her. Okay, so Mary Jane McLeod Bethune, July 10th again. I mean July, she born July and she passed May. July 10, 1875 to May 18, 1955 was an American educator, philanthropist, humanitarian, womanist, and civil rights activist. Bethune founded the National Council of Negro Women in 1935, established the organization flagship journal Afro-American Women's Journal, and presided over myriad African American women's organizations, including the National Association for Colored Women and the National Youth Administration's Negro Division. She started a private school for African American students, which later became Bethune-Cookman University. Yes, I heard about this lady. She was the sole African American woman officially a part of the U.S. delegation that created the United Nations Charter, and she held a leadership position for the American Women's Voluntary Service, founded by Alice Thornton McLean. Bethune wrote prolifically, publishing in several periodicals from 1924 to 1955. And there's so much information. Alice Thornton McLean was an American civic leader and founder of the American Women's Voluntary Service before the start of World War II. My goodness! Everywhere you look, you see great people. After working on the presidential campaign for Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1932, she was appointed as a national advisor and worked with Roosevelt to create the Federal Council on Colored Affairs, also known as the Black Cabinet. The Black Cabinet? The Black Cabinet. The Black Cabinet was an unofficial group of African American advisors. Wait there. How are this here? How are this? I can't. Hold on. The Black Cabinet. African American. The Black Cabinet was an unofficial group of African American advisors to President Franklin D. Roosevelt. African American federal employees in the executive branch formed an unofficial Federal Council of Negro Affairs to try to influence federal policy on race issues. Wow. No, some can't go too deep over here, so. Okay, there's so much information. National Historic Landmark. A National Historic Landmark is a building district object site. Yeah, we know what that is. Okay. Honors include the designation of her home in Daytona Beach as a National Historic Landmark. Whoa! And a 1974 statue as the first monument to honor an African American and a woman in a public park in Washington, D.C. She was called the First Lady of Negro America by Ebony magazine in 1949. Whoa, I have to go read up on her. That's just an introductory to this lady too. My goodness, there's so much great people, man. I am not surprised, but I'm definitely amazed. Okay, back to the general explanation. The general explains that delivery of suppliers has been prioritized over mail. As a consequence, millions of letters and packages have piled up in hangars in Britain. Clearing the backlogs has become a logistical nightmare that several units have been unable to resolve, including a white women's unit. Brother, just sometimes it's so funny. Bethune maintains, however, that the Black Women's Army Corps can do it, so Captain Adams' unit is finally given orders. The battalion crossed the stormy North Atlantic in the ocean line Ile France without naval escort. When they arrive, yeah, you see how important that though. When they arrive in Glasgow, they face the racist commanding officer General Halt. You see him name Halt. Stop. Don't continue to your destiny. You always have one of them people, you have two, three of them. He forces them to march through the city immediately upon landing to the disused, rat-infested, unheated boarding school which is to become their base. The newly promoted Major Adams and Captain Campbell are given 6 months to turn the school into a post office and barracks and to clear a 2-year backlog of undelivered mail. The deadline is intended to ensure their failure. May I tell you, which part in our life then people are set way up for win? And that me really want to know, which part them people are set way up for win. Once the battalion is told to create livable quarters, a pristine mess hall, and a well-organized mail sorting hall, the work can begin. One day, Lena loses her composure upon seeing a nonchalant handling of dog tags found in damaged letters. She breaks down to her friends and reveals her connection to Abraham and how she never received any letters from him, which make her know firsthand how important their job is. Her friend promised to watch for any letter addressed to her, and Major Adams tells Lena that her story also made her realize the importance of their work. Any work where you do, whether it's free or it's just do a good job. Just do a good job. Along with a notification that the first 2 months of sorted mail was undeliverable, the battalion is asked to host black soldiers to boost morale. Lena sees you there, whom she had met previously. They start to dance, but she soon leaves upon hearing a song she associated with Abraham. They decide to be friends. When it is discovered that an occasional letter is opened, the battalion members point out various difficulties and challenges they face. These include multiple cases of identical names, multiple locator cards for soldiers as their units move, rats damaging addresses and their contents mold. After President Roosevelt's death, a white chaplain assigned as a spy by General... Oh my gosh. Throughout history. A spy. A white chaplain assigned as a spy by General Halt delivers a sermon that denigrates Adams' qualification and morals. After finding his extremely negative report on her, she literally sent him packing. The same day that a letter from Abraham to Lena is found, 2 women of their unit die from an unexploded bomb en route to the school. After their burial, Lena finally visits Abraham's grave, where she reads his letter. In it, he tells her to live a long life, and she finally gets closure. General Halls visits the 68888 and criticizes it harshly. As it works around the clock, the night shift is sleeping when he arrives. Halt is not allowed in the showers in case someone is showering. After he inspects the mail sorting area, he declares Major Adams incompetent and says that he will replace her with a white male. Adam responds, over my dead body, and elaborates eloquently in Al's face to make it clear that she will not step down. The soldiers who heard the exchange remain standing at attention until she comes down to get them to start work again. Whereupon they give her a rousing ovation. As General Halt is trying to push Major Adams' court-martial through, he hears cheers from his unit as their mail finally arrives. The 6888 successfully straightened the backlog for 2 years of 17 million pieces of mail in just 90 days, despite the challenges. They were later sent to Rouen in France to clear another backlog. Lena later marries Hugh, living a long life. Living a life, living a life. The women of the 6888 were not especially appreciated when they returned to U.S. soil at the time, much later. Michelle Obama oversees a ceremony honoring the 6888 Central Postal Director Battalion. Also, U.S. Army base Fort Lee was renamed Fort Greg Adams, partially in Adams' honor. I salute you. So amazing. Okay, so again, these are, look, them people were living in a time when they have no rights, they only have dignity. Tell them people show strength. Reserve. And people got you. You know, say enough of it today wouldn't. Tell some I wouldn't survive, because I'm straight blind, some get dead when I'm 19 in my last life already anyways. And tell people that people not believe me. Because I know say the spirit I'm carrying on me. This spirit I come from long before me. An army is just a vessel. I take care of it, so when it continue the good work it's supposed to continue. Because I tell you, say, the energy within us is real, and it exists outside of us. We just look for ourselves as human. But I tell you, say, and put two words together and change the meaning. So many times the answer is right in front of us. But again, we don't pay attention to each other. We don't pay attention to ourselves, to our history. And I say from the start, this a series are just pure great people. The people them, every one of them when I click on is so amazing. It's like it's so sure. I can't explain it, you know. Sometimes I tell you say a word sometimes is not enough. It's just the feeling what you feel and the understanding what you get from certain things. It just shows your greatness. It shows your greatness before, now, and then. That's why I'm say I am, was, is. Because I know something that exists before this. I know that. We not just exist in a one existence. There's so much levels to this. But you see, because some people is caught up within this. Life is supposed to be a struggle. Life is supposed to be what we say it is. No, that's not how life is. Life is supposed to be live and enjoy. As long as you don't take advantage of nobody, as long as you don't hurt nobody. Every breath you take is so precious. That's why I tell people, breathe in, breathe out. I tell this woman I work with, I tell the woman to take a deep breath. The woman, I never know if she know what a deep breath is. Because some people is so hostile. That's what it is. Hostility. Anger. Them have to prove something. What me say? More time I go places go work, I'm tell you say, them people that feel threatened. Yes, me have a knife in my hand. But that's not what I mean. People will feel threatened because my skill better than for them skills, yes. But I not care about them job. Because when I take my skills, I take my skills everywhere I go. Manners, respect, that's one thing I take everywhere I go. I'm telling time I go to school, and then them have, before they used to have these like little questionnaires and how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself and your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and all of them things that's like finding about yourself. They're asking you these questions, but you have to ask yourself them questions. So who are going to answer the question them on the paper? Obviously it's going to be you. So you have to answer them questions and think about them things here. I'm say from me young, just like them people, these people have knowledge from them little bit. Them have 500 different skills. Everything about us is naturally unlimited. But when them teach about box, when them teach you, run around and have a box in your head. How the hell you can have a box in your head when your head have a circle? Wouldn't you have a circle in your head? Because box in your head means your mind. It's a control thing. That's why I tell people when they talk about box, I say, what box? They go figuratively be speaking, and I go, yeah, so what box? Explain the box. You can't explain the box. And the explanation of the box, where you get it from? I just how we think, I keep on saying it. It's how we think. And if we think, say, our friend is our enemy, we're going to treat our friend like we're enemy. All of them little things here. How can that be possible? Your friend and your enemy? That's not how it's supposed to be. Your enemy is supposed to be your enemy, and your friend is supposed to be your friend. So when you put this in your mind, you are going to do things against your enemy, Maybe you don't want to do it. But just because you're supposed to be enemy of your friend, I don't see how that is absolutely not make no sense. The foolishness when they keep on telling people and then reprogramming us to accept it as my friend is my friend. That's why I'm say I don't have a lot of friends, and I can actually say that and mean it. I have acquaintances, co-workers, but not everybody when we meet is my friend. Me I gotta say, this is my friend. You have to introduce a person by their name anyways. So maybe you never know them and you call them your friend. Literally you don't know them name and you call them your friend because you don't know them name. Instead of you just say, what's your name again? Because I'm bad with name, but I can't forget your color. Because I see you. The moment I know your color, I see you as that color. I see your unlimited potential to be that yourself. Because, yes, you represent the color, but you're representing yourself. So all of these things is so important later on when I reach a certain levels of content. These are like the first step, right? I'm gonna tell someone and continue educate myself and create education out there so people can be curious about. Because today I got the barber shop and I tell you say, when I start talking about them things and everything, and everybody, it's like the energy where we're feeling there for 2 minutes. But the funny thing about it is, it has to be like-minded people who have them same thought there, will understand themselves that we are the root. That's why we be made so nappy, you know, sister, that are the root. I don't get it. Oh, we can't get it because sometimes we just no one get it, yeah, sir. Okay, so this it's a movie triple eight, and these again, you see them story, so it's like a biography. It's like it was written by Tyler Perry, directed by Tyler Perry. And it's based on the book Fighting a Two-Front War by Kevin M. Heimel. And this myself yesterday when I was got you with my good friend Boss Reeves. All of this was it's all connection. This is how I end up with where I'm at today. And it's just a connection, because remember, it was Elijah Muhammad, it was W.E.B. Du Bois, and it's all connected. It's all connected. All of these great people, it's like them set a map for we follow, because these are the best people for we follow, you know? These people who sure say it's not like a fluke we are so great, because then people are doing it in at times when greatness was frowned upon. And I say frowned upon, but it was not appreciated. It's still not today. But most of it's based on us today. Then we did have a fight. Now we have a little bit more freedom. We get together, think, organize. Yes, we always are gonna have Judas, because me say what it is pretty much a simulation of the Bible. How it exists is a simulation of the Bible. Because again, when they shove the Bible down with throat, everybody want to be a character in the Bible. And most of the people them just want to be Judas. That's the easiest to them. Sell out. And that's the next thing. When them say sell out, them I get paid if you sell out. I don't know, I just ask. And how comes when them sell out the stadium, that's good. When them can't say something else. When you sell out as a good thing and sell out as a bad thing. That makes sense? Okay, what I cannot just say betrayal. That would have been more appropriate than sell out. Because if you're going to use sell out a stadium, and that's good. You sell out a stadium. Look how much people you sell out in one stadium. If that's the case, you use it the same meaning as when you sell out somebody. Enough people you have to sell out a full of stadium. How comes a person and I get blamed for say them a sell out? Them get recognition for be that the type of sell out there. And the two of them are profit. The two of them are make profit. The sell out are make profit. May I tell you sometimes, you know. But I tell you say I love these stuff because I tell you say the information that we're going over, it's our problem and it's our solution, and within our history there is the solution to all our problems. I'm gonna tell you say the biggest problem, one of the biggest, is unity. Second, we don't see each other with respect. Frequency where we communicate upon. I thought this was based off of a thing there, of a real, and there was because mm, okay. You see like how they made like how all of these people incorporated or pay homage to to um to with hero Mr. Reeves. The way them pay homage to Mr. Reeves, I think this is how they pay homage to the real 6888. I'm trying to find like the history of them other than in a movie because it's based off of a book. So maybe I should look up the book and see. Because me tell you say, once you start learning them things that you're gonna be amazed. You're gonna love just the fact that there's so much real history of us. I tell you, there's so much real history. I love it, you know. Me, you know, say if me did I do all them study years from back in them days, and I read all of them book there. I would have some a serious library, you know. I'd have a serious library, but it's not too late though, because that's what I'm creating right now. I just want to go through history and patch it together. Because it's not like we're lost. We're just not putting it together. I tell you when I put it together. So again, them did have a thing there. The same thing with the people, the astronaut them. There's soap, man. Yes, man, approaches, but I still have to approach it in a sense so I can put it in order. So when people actually are listening, them can go either research it, find the information, or just listen and enjoy the right information. Because I try find it, but them say it's from a. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. It's adapted from a book. Women Who Shape History. So when Romeo Johnson Davis was in her 20s, she decided to do something millions of young men across the country were doing. Enlist in World War II. All five of her brothers had already joined up. They were being pulled away one by one, and I had no playmates. Davis recalled. Most young women were staying in the United States and helping out on the home front. Even the iconic Rosie the Riveter was urging women to work in factories, not ship out overseas. But Davis' parents supported their only daughter's decision. My father was skeptical sometimes about my going off. But Mama said, "Child, see the world while you can." Well, the father always going to be protective anyways. I'm daughter. You know, see him stand off all of them, him son and go war. No, sir. That's how Davis found herself on the Ile de France in February 1945 en route to Glasgow, Scotland. Among the passengers on board were more than the 800 recruits from her unit, women mostly in their late teens and 20s. Eh? And in the segregated army of the era, almost all of them black. They would be doing something crucial to the war effort, clearing a massive backlog of undelivered mail. For 2 years or longer, soldiers had been waiting for letters and packages. You see how communication is important even back then? Eh? And a letter them I write and letter take so long for reach. Actually, look how much I'll backlog the people them. Me say. That's why me say we can't do anything, you know. No, me say. Not know what we can do. Morals was flagging. Them a beat the morals. Okay, morals was flagging. Okay, flagging, you can use it as beating, you can use it as, well, when the pilot them a do the plane, I could have sworn that called flagging too. Like a flag them in. And flagging, I guess what they mean in this instant is that it was low. And no one had been able to process the millions of individual pieces of mail piled up in the European warehouses from floor to ceiling. Eh? No folk there, me say no folk there. During their ocean crossing, the ship suddenly lurched, barrels rolled, and young women screamed. Later, the group would learn that their captain had swerved to dodge an attack by a German U-boat. But at the height of the pandemonium, with heavy furniture sliding across the floor, all Davis knew was that there was no use panicking. She scolded her crying companions. "You can't get off the ship," she said. "You have to train yourself not to be so frightened that you can't enjoy." Backside. That woman is tough. Was she at 20? She ain't a woman yet. This is her? My gosh. Davis says her service overseas helped define her. "Home is very good," she says, "but a lot of good is awakening you when you are challenged." When I interviewed Davis in November, she's still alive, 2022, she was the oldest surviving member of the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion. She was the oldest survivor. Oh, so they did have young ones. I mean, obviously younger ones. The first battalion of African American women to ever serve in the U.S. military overseas. Ratty Davis died on June 21st, 2024 at 104. At 104 people. But me tell you so, yo. I tell you so we can't live to be 150, you know. She described working long shifts in rat-infested warehouses in England and France and chauffeuring military personnel around Europe during the deadliest conflict in human history. But when she looked back and the U-boat incident, her voice brimmed with amusement and pride. Because she knows that the moment defined her. She gotta run up and down and scream like everybody else. Or know say, oh, we're in the middle of the ocean. Literally, you know, we're in the middle of the ocean, but some people are screaming and ball and not do nothing sensible in the situation. Like screaming and hollering, I go see. Like screaming and hollering, I go save them. I asked the girls, I said, "Now what's the point of being afraid right now? You can't do one earthly thing but pray," she said with a chuckle. I guess I was the brave one. These people are a history. These people are amazing. I just love read about all them people. The women of Davis Battalion are about to join the pantheon of World War II movie heroes, the 6888. I have to go got the movie there now. I have to get it. I have to go watch it. I have to watch the movie, the 6888. A new film written and directed by Tyler Perry opens in theater on December 6th and will begin streaming on Netflix December 20. As producer Nicole Avanti said at the Tribeca Film Festival in June, every single person, black, white, anywhere in between, male, female, anyone can see themselves in the movie's characters because all stories to me are human stories. You can put superhuman story upon that. Alright? Alright? Still, the story of African American women in the armed forces has rarely been told. African American men have been serving in the U.S. military since the American Revolution. During the Civil War, about 10% of Union soldiers were black. By World War I, black men were mostly limited to menial labor. There were exceptions. The 369 Infantry Regiment, a black unit known as you hear that the name there? The Harlem Hellfighters. I trouble that. I trouble that. Let me see. No information? Okay, fine. I have to go do that on the Harlem Hellfighters. Started out unloading cargo on the docks, but when the French needed reinforcements in the trenches and the Hellfighters battled alongside them with a valor that earned them the prestigious Croix de Guerre, meanwhile, some 1,800 black women were certified as nurses by the American Red Cross, but only 18 of them were allowed to actually serve, and even then only at train camps in the US. In 1941, a U.S. representative, Edith Nurse Rogers of Massachusetts, introduces a bill that would give women a larger role in the armed forces. And that's when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Delano! What kind of black man name that? Signed a version of that bill into law, establishing the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps. Women Army Auxiliary Corps, for the purpose of making available to the national defense the knowledge, skill, and special training of women of the nation. The pioneering black educator Mary McLeod Bethune, working alongside her close friend, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, argued for a more prominent role for black women in the military. We must not fail America, Bethune urged her fellow African Americans, and as Americans, we must not let America fail us. I wonder if anybody can go get Trump them same thing. Anybody can go send them same thing and go get Trump and say, look here one. Look how long before Trump born. Eh? Souls, may I tell you. We only have one black president in the United States. Yo, AI, watch yourself, you know. This is our history. Alright, just behave yourself. I say, there's only one president, and look how much of them money could be president. Any one of these men are a good leader. Any one of these men represented to the utmost, not just the black race, but they represent themselves like human beings. Okay, somebody did go over some of them. Mary McLeod Bethune, I'm gonna have to do a thing there on her. Fanny Griffin McLennan, who turned 104 this September, remembers enlisting in the Army in New York City. I was just graduating from high school at the time, she says, and I decided I'd go down and take the exam and see if they would accept me, which they did. She went out to celebrate afterward with 5 other newly minted recruits who were also black. She wasn't used to drinking, and she returned to her apartment tipsy. But till you say, oh, just because we do wrong, you know, means that we're bad. right? Her mother was dismayed to learn that she had joined the army, asking her daughter, "This is why you want to go into the service so you can drink?" No, sir. For a story, for a story, for a life, for a life. I tell you, say, when I go to the barber shop and I talk to the man and the man them say, yeah, the Lone Ranger, they met the Lone Ranger off a bounty hunter, off a few hero. But the funny thing about it is, why them would have changed him race? What do you think? What do you think? But me just say, them a idolize him, just a make a movie and everything and them a idolize him, but them not make we idolize him. Them people are wicked no box. Give us our kings, give us our queens. Give us our kings, give us our queens. That's what we deserve. We deserve to have a king and queen so we can represent them. No Superman on my shirt, no Robin on my shirt. We have too much heroes to put on our shirt. And some of the love you all over to start print off them thing upon t-shirt, you know. This would be like revitalizing our history. Yeah, we can start do that too, you know. There's so much that can be done that we don't do. For real, we don't do it. But every time I click on any one of them people, I just feel so inspired. Okay, McClellan's training at Fort Desmond in Iowa was anything but a party. The recruits were impeccably dressed. Let me tell you, we look good in anything, man. We make anything look good. And ready each morning at 6:15 reveal. Exercise were at 6:30, and after breakfast the group spent all day marching formally between various classes and training sessions. Bed checks were at 11. On Saturdays, inspecting officers scrutinized every inch of their rooms and bathrooms and subjected them to intense questioning all the while. The black women were kept separate from their white counterparts. For this lady, Major Fanny Griffin McClellan, at home in Tempe, Arizona. After World War II, she served in the U.S. Air Force, including a deployment to Spain. Altogether, about 6,500 black women enlisted in the Women's Army Corps during World War II. Charity Edna Adams, a young woman from South Carolina, was recommended by a dean at Wilberforce University, where she graduated with a triple major in math, physics, and Latin, and a minor in history. Out of the ballpark, we just a pure home run, you know. Actress Kerry Washington portrays Adam in the film. In her captivating 1989 memoir, One Woman's Army, Charity Adams Early, as she was then named, described her first trip home from Fort Desmond. A steward on the train tried to bar her from dining car, declaring, "All persons in uniform first." Before she could object, a blond man with a southern accent called out, "Well, what in the hell do you think that is that she has on. So she in a uniform and this a idiot here. Oh, this is okay. Now me understand. A steward on the train trying to bar her from the dining car declaring, all persons in uniform first. Before she could object, a blond man with a southern accent called out, well, what in the hell do you think that is that she has on? Her defender, a second lieutenant, went on, what in the world are we fighting this damn war for? She's given her service too and can eat anywhere I can. And by Jesus, I'm going to eat with her in this diner. The steward finally let Adams through. So all of them people, and she still... and the blonde soldier did sit at her table. And that may I try to show you, it's humanity. It's as some people, there's and not everybody. That's why I said there's no way I can just hate a bunch of people and not just disagree or dislike the person ways. I can't say everybody, all of them are the same. I can't say that. I cannot say that. Because we meet some good people in every different culture. Every different culture you can think of. And we meet bad people in every... Watch out, man. I meet nothing in my color. But I say I meet bad people in every color. There's no like bad people are going to come in a this color or that. Bad people come in any color and every color. So that's why you have to look on a person as an individual. That's why I say I have to respect a person until a person say, well, you know, say, your respect, I don't want it no more, so I'm going to go about my business. That's it. That's it. So this a man sit down on the table, this a man a defender, and this a man come sit down on the table and eat with her. Right? As black women rose through the ranks, civilians and military personnel continued to challenge their credentials. When Adam was prompted to major, a white colonel called her to his office and said bluntly, don't let being an officer go to your head. Jesus Christ. I tell you, some people that exist for a long time, you know. Don't let being an officer go to your head. You're still colored. No! I want you to remember that. Remember. It's blue here. We know. We don't have to remember. You people have to stay in your place. Why? Your folks might have been slaves to my people right in South Carolina. To my people. I'm tell you them people, I know. The tirade went on for 3/4 of an hour. 3/4 of an hour. This man did a blah 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 blah. She wrote in her memoir, adding, I was proud of the fact that I maintained the position of attention for the whole time. Sense of humor. In mid-December 1944, shortly after Adam's 26th birthday, a colonel asked whether she'd like to go overseas. She wondered if his question was rhetorical, since no group of African American WACs had ever been sent to Europe, but Adams had been chosen to lead the first. A daunting task awaited the members of the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion. All U.S. service members stationed in Europe had individual file cards noting where they were at any given time, but the troops had been moving quickly and the mail had fallen far behind. It didn't help that so many service members had the same name. For instance, there was 7,500 Robert Smiths. Robert Smith, I could have sworn he used to play for them Vikings, Minnesota Viking. Yeah, I do remember Robert Smith used to. I'm gonna see. How can I Google that though? Many listed under variation like Bob, Rob, and Bobby. They couldn't even be consistent with them name. Eh? People then couldn't even be consistent with them name. When I use the same name over and over, so we can't know which part to know there. After their harrowing voyage to Glasgow, the recruits traveled to Birmingham, England, where they moved into the King Edward School building. Their accommodations were primitive with showers outside in the courtyard in the freezing February air. Their work environment was worse. One of the battalion's first tasks was to clear 6 airplane hangars. Jesus. And you know, a pure junk in them place there. I can just imagine. Airplane parts and all kind of crap. Oh, it was filled with brim with mail, including youth piles of Christmas parcels that had arrived during the recent Battle of the Bulge. Rats and other vermins were feasting on the baked goods. Windows were blacked out to deter air raids. God have mercy. The unit worked round the clock 7 days a week in 3 8-hour shifts that each processed an average of more than 65,000 pieces of mail. 8 hours. Some packages had been damaged beyond repair, so a special unit had to reassemble their scattered content by matching up dates and packing materials. The 6-888, as they were called, also had the task of censoring letters, making sure no sensitive information would compromise. Lord of mercy. No, sir. Uno good. Heroes, ladies, you guys are amazing. Yes, I've always said that. This is the proof right here. I can bring out this proof and say, you guys are amazing. The job seemed juicy at first, but many of the letters were tediously long-winded. Bugger chatting and unnecessary. Jesus, them people. What a piece of joke they probably have in there, so I read them people their letter. Gossip. The early days of gossip. For real. No, sir. In film footage from the era, the women of the 6-888 look cheerful and energetic as they sort letters and packages into bins and cubes. We as black women were used to being together as family. We as black women were used to being together as family, explained one of the women in the 2019 documentary. The 6-888, no male, low moral. We were trained and brought up like that. We respected each other. When trouble came with us, we were all together. That's why I hear the woman at the hotel. The whole of the people them on strike. I say, No. Mr. Me I listen to the thing them, the whole of the people them that the hotel are strike. And the woman go to them like she was trying to organize everything and find out what the employees at the hotel want, you know? What's their requirement for them go back to work. And he goes, and the lady go to a lady, you know, and go, are you guys together? The lady goes, no. Every man for themselves. Me I say, why can't all of them just say, yes, we're all together, and everybody just put on them demands on the paper and say, this is our demand. If there's 5,000 people, 5,000 people get to put their demand on this one paper, but they're all together. It's shocking, you know. I tune in sometimes when I tell some listener, I hear people talk. We have a long way to go because many people don't understand. People don't understand. You see, this month, it's so important to us. Nobody else to us. Me there by me and my AI and 1 and 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. And me I go over them things and them things are so nice. These things are like, it's like we just a walk through with history. Created by us. That's why I think we got that mail done. And that may I try show you, teamwork. I tell you say one time, man, I we got the gym, man, and I tell you say, oh my goodness. That day I feel like how the NBA players them feel. I feel like how the championship team they play. Because I tell you say we don't lose no game that day, We beat everybody. We beat everybody. Them mash up teams and make teams for play but we don't lose. I said that lady. I was so ecstatic that day. Full of joy, full of energy. Just because we played like a team. We played everything. Man, we play defense. We play. The man run down the court and then get in position and just get the ball. It was so easy. We just wipe out the whole gym. We just wipe out. That are the best. Trust me. We got places and we got play people and no fun. Because when we go up, man, I tell you, for me, having a shorts underneath my pants, that means that we can have a basketball game anyway. That was the purpose of my shorts under my pants. Not like that, brother. We take him shorts off. No, sir. And that may I try to show you how we've come to this destructive, disgusting, nasty, toxic. I don't. There's such a vast difference between man and man and them man we say them a man. There's such a big difference. I say the man them never have to beat them chest and tell them say them a man. Oh, look on me. Them just carry themselves a certain way, just like all of them people that I talk about. Ladies, the man them. That's why I'm going to continue doing this, Because there's so much enjoyment in going over our history, our story. The women had to do everything for themselves. They fix their own trucks and they fix one another's hair. White wax in Europe could go to local beauty parlors wherever they happen to be stationed. Them are the workers too. Male sort of them. But them go to them beauty parlor and stuff. Again, the unity of us overcome everything. But black women needed special equipment and expertise that would have been available in Birmingham, Alabama, but not in Birmingham, England. Pure joke. The group officers succeeded in getting all the straightening combs, marcel irons, and other staples they needed, and the unit built its own beauty salon, Box Food. African American nurses stationed around the area began showing up on their days off to get their hair done properly. People, we just build with own, we just do with own, it's on us to be the best us. On March 20, a white male general paid a visit. He wanted to see every member of the unit. But Adams told him that only a third of the women were available to appear in formation. The others were working, sleeping, showering, eating, or otherwise occupied. Obviously unsatisfied, the general told Adams he would send a white first lieutenant to show the major how to run her battalion. Over my dead body, sir. Look here. Look, you see them people always feel for them something better. How come some people always feel for them something better? The outraged general left, promising Adams she would hear from him again. By midnight, she learned that he was preparing to draw up court-martial. And that me tell you, every charges against her. The officers of the 6th888 rushed to draw up their own court-martial charges against the general, accusing him of violating an order that prohibited the racially charged language. The goal of that order was to keep American allies from worrying about a lack of harmony amongst us troops. The general ultimately dropped his charges and the 6th888 dropped theirs. By May 1945, the women had achieved in 3 months what no one before them had managed to do in 2 years. They had cleared the mail. Yay! Backlog in England! From there, they were transferred to Rouen, France, to tackle more male issues. Get it, male? Female. Okay, fine. The women of the 6th888 found themselves in a jubilant country, fresh from extended VE Day celebration. VE Day? Vacation? Their pride at being part of military intensified as they slept in barracks where Napoleon troops were said to have stayed and marched to the site where Joan of Arc had been burned at the stake. Really? I thought Joan of Arc was a thing there. Was not real. Joan of Arc? Wasn't she a queen? On the continent, the group had a more interesting social life than they had in Birmingham. The athletes in the 6th888 formed sports team and competed with the other wax units. When word got out that a battalion of African American women was stationed at Rouen, black male soldiers began flocking to the gates along with some white ones. History. Along with some white ones. The men invited them out on the weekends for dinner, dancing, and other excursions. I don't know. I wasn't there. One of those outings led to McClennan's darkest memory of the 6th888. 3 women from the battalion, Mary H. Bankston, Mary Jewel Barlow, and Dolores Mercedes Brown, were killed in a jeep accident while riding with male soldiers. I had to identify 2 of the girls because they didn't have their dog tags on, McClennan recalls. The battalion leaders made all the funeral arrangements, tasking German prisoners with building wooden caskets. That may I say, them prisoners that in a jail, them not have work to do. The young women were laid to rest at the Normandy American Cemetery. 3 of only 4 women to be buried there, alongside with more than 9,000 men. The 4th, Elizabeth Ann Richardson, was a Red Cross volunteer killed in a Piper Cub plane crash near Rouen in July 1945. Before the 6th888 left Europe, Adams received a visit from the general who had berated her in Birmingham. A halt him name, no? Halt? No, I know halt. I don't want to when they say she's still. Adam has received a visit from the general who had berated her in Birmingham. It's not easy to say what I've come to say, he told her, according to her memoir. The only Negroes I have ever known personally were those who were in the servant capacity or my subordinates in the army. It's been a long time since anyone challenged me, black or white. But you took me on. You outsmarted me. And I am proud that I know you. Oh, yeah, put in on your place. I'm that me tell you say you can't teach people without have to punch them in them face, you know. I'm not saying you'll never, 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 ever, ever will have to punch them, but I'm just saying. And I punched them before and then I learned my lesson. ah. The 688 finished their work in early 1946, clearing the last backlogs of mail in Paris. A booklet called the WAC, published in late 1945, declared that the 688 had broken all existing records for mail delivery. Their leader, Charity Adams, was promoted to lieutenant colonel. After the WAC directors, it was the highest possible rank for a woman in the U.S. Armed Forces at the time. Wow, them beautifully. Look upon them then at the background. Them then look like bad mind. The European theater of war could be grueling, but for the women of the 688, it was also liberating. Paris and London were cosmopolitan and eye-opening. The restaurants and dance halls were segregated in Europe, and the women were invited to eat as honored guests at the homes of local families. They returned to the US with broad new perspective, but America wasn't quite ready to catch up. Even today, Americans are ready to catch up. Well, they may catch you and lock you up, but them definitely not ready to catch up. More like mustard, yeah, them are the mustard type. Most of this are going to go over enough people head, you know. But in a couple of years, they may catch up. Are just mustard the situation. During the war, black newspapers and labor organization launched what was known as the Double V campaign, a push for civil rights victories at home along with victories against fascism abroad. Langston Hughes captured the spirit in his poem Beaumont to Detroit, 1943. I ask you this question because I want to know how long I go to fight both Hitler and Jim Crow. But if returning black soldiers expect the same receptions as white service members, they were tragically disappointed. So exciting, we got so much place, and you come back home to which part you live and then burn down the building. No. Marcus Garvey did that try to take all of the African them to go back to Africa and the people them tell lie upon Marcus Garvey and fling him in a jail, then deport him. Get to him say we are leave them people alone, you know. I know. But you know, man, it's still the same, you know. That's why I say more time I look upon it to come in like say this is like it's a loop. Cause we pass off and we come back in the same situation. Babies born in the same in the same condition. It's a loop. Every time we come back in the same position. Because we not change it. We not change our situation. We not look for change the situation. We just accept the situation for what it is. When people never accept nothing, then people change and create their own story. So me can sit down right here so and I read it and I feel so proud. But me say right now, I can click on any YouTube channel and you can see the mix up. But me say, that's why I want to separate myself. I rather they over here so than over there so. But if returning back to black soldiers expected the same reception as white service members, they were tragically disappointed. In the South especially, they were often met with derision, which means they used to run them, even deadly violence. Black women face another set of obstacles. The war given women of all races a chance to serve in empowering new roles, but once the war was over, women removed from the workforce or returning male soldiers could take over their jobs. In the military, it would be decades until women could serve in the same unit as men. There was no parade for the 688, no honor or glory. Our Corporal Leonard Derrickott Bell King later put it. We never heard anything more about it. All of that was behind us. That may I try to show you. Big up on yourself. At least me there big on up. And all of the Tyler Perry and them people they actually acknowledge. And I said there's many people out there who's doing their best to keep the tradition of who we is alive. But again, many of us just look upon it. Who cares? Who cares? That's the past. That's the past. And once me hear somebody say that, I shake my head. Romeo Johnson Davis had hoped to become a doctor, but only a few elite universities for African Americans offered medical degrees. But only a few elite universities for African Americans offered medical degrees, making those spots highly competitive. You hear me I say? Doctor, them high position there. Her military record didn't make any difference at that time. Davis recalled Riley. Black people were joyously invited to do anything. Joyously. I mean, you know, them never invite them with open arms. Instead of medicine, Davis studied fashion design and made clothing for a living. Is something I talk about? I'm sorry, yes, yo. She also traveled widely, including 2 trips to Africa. I got lost 2 or 3 times traveling while I was in a foreign country on the street by myself, she said. Not safe, not wise thing to do, but I couldn't resist it. When she was in her 70s, Davis joined a friend's young son at Taekwondo classes and went on to earn a black belt. 70 years old? Her adventure in the 688 shaped the course of her life, showing her from an early age, as she now puts it, that the world is big and wide. Sherry Robinson, the daughter of 688 veteran Anna Mae Robinson, says her parents, both World War II veterans who migrated from South to Milwaukee, continued to serve their country in a civilian way. She and her 7 siblings used to join their parents at fair housing marches led by Father James Groppy, a local Catholic priest who spearheaded much of Milwaukee's civil rights activism. I'm going to tell you, say, Milwaukee are one of them cities. Boston and Milwaukee. There's many cities where stay like that. Them have places at the states where them call them sundown or sundown town or sundown, like it. Them places we not safe in them places when sun go down. Imagine that, eh? People, you know, do them nothing but them want to do you something. Okay, so and Anna May used to sing her children the gospel song and civil rights anthem. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not a singer. When people ask me about my mother, Sherry says, I say she's a bright light because she's done good in her life and her light shines brightly. You hear me talk about when I tell you about light is at the end of the tunnel. You hear the woman say? The pitney say? She bright her whole life. She a star. I light up the tunnel. McClendon was one of the few members of the 688 who went on to have a career in the military. Shortly after the end of World War II, she enlisted in the Air Force. She was promoted to major and married another major. And both of them served until they retired. But she expected to end her life without any special recognition for her service in World War II. So she was astonished in her 90s when she learned she and the other members of the 688 were finally going to be honored as heroes. Ha ha ha. I told you they were heroes. Colonel Edna Cummins was reading online one day in 2015 when she stumbled upon a story about another African American colonel named Edna Charity Edna Adams. It caught my attention. It's 70 years old, you know. It caught my attention, especially some of the challenges she had gained in respect. Being a trailblazer and a pioneer, says Cummins, a retired Army officer now in her 60s, who has held leadership position at the Department of Defense and the FBI. There were so many similarities between her story and mine. She's beautiful. Wow. Retired Colonel Edna Cummins at home in Laurel, Maryland, was largely responsible for bringing the 688 into the public eye. This lady, she's beautiful. She looked like the lady, the 72-year-old lady who retired Jamaica one day, and then box her up. On a chilly November day in 2018, 5 members of the 688 attended the unveiling ceremony in wheelchairs, their laps covered with blankets. My dad is a World War II veteran, said Jerry Morgan, the senior U.S. Senator from Kansas, addressing the women. I never thought about it on a personal level until I was with you today. What role you and others played in my family's life to make sure that my mom and my dad communicated with each other for the long period of World War II. So from my family, a personal thank you to you for keeping 2 people who loved each other together. You did them a great service. When we unveil this memorial, we'll unveil this monument. What we are really saying is this: thank you for your service. We respect you, we love you, and God more you. I don't like that word, so I'm not going to say that word. That was just the beginning. James, There's the historian who directed the 688 documentary, suggested to Cummings that the women should be awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. The director had produced an earlier documentary about the Hello Girls, a group of several dozen white American recruits who ran the telephone lines in France during World War I, and he had been involved in a legislation to honor them with the medal, an effort that is still in progress. He basically gave me a template, Cummins says. I work in the Pentagon. It's just like staff work. You develop a draft, you just start making calls. You see? What she say? It's just like a staff work. You develop a draft and you just start making calls. You just create a solution to the problem and you just go about it. Just simple like that. That's how simple we were. We just solve problems. We were just problem solvers. Morana's happy to sponsor the